Hi, welcome to the Cables, Lace, and Tails podcast. My name is Sue, and I am a maker from northwestern Wisconsin. Welcome on this beautiful sunny day. It is starting to get pretty warm in my area, and I'm not ready for it. So, first things are first. I do have quite a bit to show because last time I didn't show anything. It was all a Tails podcast. Quick sum up. We had electrical box issues. They have been repaired. We did get a refurbished part. I have thoughts, but whatever. Anyway, so we got a refurbished part, and the electrician came on Friday. I recorded last Thursday. Today is Wednesday, and he put it in on Friday evening, and there was still some sizzling. And then come to find out, it was either the one above it or one below that. It was a large switch that they don't make anymore, so they would have to get a refurbished part because our box is so old. He thought it was that. He made a mistake, but it's an honest mistake. I mean, you would think an old switch like that would be failing, but it was in fact a smaller, more common switch, and he had that on his truck. He did not charge us for the part. He only charged us for his labor. So that was very nice of him. We're glad to have it fixed. It was quite an ordeal, and I'm glad I saved my home. All right, that's that. Let's go on and discuss all the things I have been making. I do have them laid out here, and you can't really see, but my Tallulah is right here. There she is. She's smelling my nose. But she also wants all of my things. So we're going to make this so she doesn't get it. So first off, I want to talk about my vegetable patch sweater. I did not have any finished objects, not even my Bargello, because, you know, such is life. So I got this pattern, she scared me, from the Homestead Cables book from Knit Picks. I will state right now that I am officially an affiliate member. I will leave a link in my description. If you decide to click on that link and buy anything from that company, my affiliateness, is that a word? My affiliate link doesn't add anything to your total cost of what you purchase. I just receive a small 10% commission from the company for directing traffic to them. Do I like Knit Picks? Yes, I do. Have I found their patterns to be easy to understand? Yes. Every single pattern I have ever made, I have been easily understood. Now, have I made mistakes making their patterns? Of course, we all do. We all make mistakes. But I am presently doing pretty good so far on my most recent pattern that I'm working on. Taking my notes out. I am making, this is the back of it. I'm trying not to get the glare. Maybe there. That is the back of the pattern. I don't want to hold it too much because I don't want to give the pattern away. It is a pattern by Annie Howard. It is done in worsted weight yarn. There's a good front picture. In the picture, they are using a tweed. I am not. I am using the same Wool of the Andes worsted weight, but I am using Shire Heather, and I love it. Yes, it is difficult for me to see without extra light, but when all the lights are on, or if it's a really sunny day, this is just gorgeous. I love it. So this is the back panel. I have worked probably, well, I did, since the last time we spoke about my stuff, I've done 3 repeat patterns. And you can see my marker. I am doing the size 4. I don't remember. Let's see. I'm doing size 4 or 48-inch bust. It is supposed to be worn with 5 to 10 inches of positive ease. Technically, that would give me about 6 inches of positive ease. I don't want to go much bigger than that because I don't have broad shoulders. And the last time I made a pattern from this book, which was my Emery's cardigan, I'll just show a picture real quick. I went up to the next size, which was the 1, 2, 3, 4. I went up to the 5th size, and it's just too big. It's a beautiful, I still wear it. It's wonderful underneath my clothes at school. This will also be really nice. I'm going to try and get it close to the screen. I hope you can see all the different hues. It is a mixture of blues and golds and greens and browns, and it's lovely. It is super lovely. The thing about this pattern that I really find interesting is that you use the same needle throughout. So for the cast on and the 2x2 rib, it was size 6 or 4 millimeter, and for the body of the sweater, it's size 6 or 4 millimeter. It is really nice, and I have found that I'm starting to memorize the pattern. I just have to, like, if I start on row 1 and do it's an 8-row repeat, if I just stick to it and finish that, then I'm fine. But if I have to stop in the middle, say I stop on, like, I just finished row 4, now I'm on row 5, I have to leave a note to where I am so I know where to pick up. But you can also kind of tell because of these little slip stitches. You slip the stitch, but you hold the yarn in front on 2 different rows. And I don't want to give it away because that's part of the pattern, but I think it's a nice little accent. So it's coming along really, really well. I really enjoy this, but it does take a little bit of concentration, and it does take extra light, especially at night. If it was during the day, it wouldn't be so bad. I made this a long time ago. It's just, it would be a phone case, or I'm using it as a needle case. It was crochet, just out of some cotton yarn. But in here I'm using this type hook. I tried the mustache looking one for that. I found this one to be easier. I like having different tools for different projects because it makes it, whatever project it needs, that tool, I want to be able to have it for myself. So moving along, let's see. Ooh, I finished my back to the Berroco Dulce yarn, V-neck, drop shoulder cardigan. I finished the back panel. It is so soft. I am so sad that this is a discontinued yarn, but what you gonna do? So I do have 2 little pins up top. I'm trying to be really careful, and they're also brown, so you probably won't be able to see, but there's one that denotes shoulder seam and neck. So try and hold it out. I used about, well, I have 2 and maybe 1/8 of a skein. I used 2 full and 1/8 of a skein on the back. I am using my Ann Bud's sweater pattern book. I'm just going to open it up to something, and then this is not the pattern, but it is a spreadsheet book. So thinking about this a lot, I decided I was originally going to do size 44 back. I did 44-inch bust back because I kind of wanted it to be oversized a little bit. And then I was going to do size 42 on the left and right fronts. And then I was going to do size 40 for the sleeves because size 40-inch bust sleeves fit my arms well. I know that for a fact. And as I was making this, I held it up to myself and I went, ooh, It's a little bit bigger than I anticipated. So I made the decision to, this lifeline here, first off, that denotes where the armhole will be. So the armhole will essentially be like that big. I was debating, do I do size 42 for the fronts or size 40 for the fronts? Size 42 would be, so size 40, let's start over. Size 44 would be 55 stitches across. Size 42 is 53 stitches across. Size 40 is 50 stitches across. I went with size 40. It measures right now about, I think it's, let's see, what did I write? 10 inches. So 10 inches and 10 inches is 20 inches, but then I'm going to add a button band. And I did on the bottom here, this is 1.5 inches or 9 rows. So if I did 20 inches in the front plus 3 inches of the button band, now I'm at 23, which then would be, I don't know. I'll either do 1 inch or 1.5 inches on the button band. When I get it put together, I'll look and see, you know, so it's a wait and see type of thing. I was so happy to cast this off. I couldn't believe it. It was one of my knits that I just would be like, all right, well, I got 10 minutes. I'm gonna work on it real quick. And now this is the first front. I don't want to lose it. I use size US 5 Zing Knitter's Pride for the 1x1 rib. And then I switched to Knit Picks. I always call them Radiance, but they're not Radiance. Reflections. They are a stainless steel hollow needle. I guess there's a little bit of nickel in there, which they do note on their website if it causes you dermatitis. I don't have a problem with it myself. I love these. I got this as a free sample in one of the purchases I made last year sometime. It was like, hey, you know, try me set. If you spend such and such a money, you get the needles free. I'm glad I did, because I want sets of this type of needle. In fact, in my cart, I do have I have the short and the regular and the, I guess they're called sock and lace needle set. So we'll see. They're in my cart. They might stay in my cart until my birthday. We'll see. Because, you know, it is an investment, but it's a good investment if you take care of your things. And I like having, as I stated before, multiple tools for the same thing. Yes, you can use what you have, but I do like the tips of these better than the Zing. I like the weight of these in my hand, and they're very smooth. I have noticed with my Knitter's Pride Zing that they are getting little divots, no, little chips. They're not standing up to the time. I've had them for probably 5 years. I do use them a lot. So far, so good. There's no like little catches on the ones that I'm using, but you know, things don't always last forever. So I need to get to about, I don't remember. I think I need to do, well, I'll look at the pattern. I need at least 8 inches for sure. So I have a ways to go before I start doing the decreases, because it's going to be a V-neck and I have to do armhole shaping as well. So it's coming along. I love this yarn. It is a mixture of, the core is a mixture of nylon, wool, and cotton. I'm just going to hold it up a little, see if you can see. You can kind of, and then it has brushed alpaca on the side. I love it. My cat loves it. She was licking it. So I have to be careful and hide it from her because I don't want her licking my yarn. No matter how cute it is, no matter how much she thinks it's a baby kitten. Because it does feel like a baby kitten. So, ooh, now my big one. I have been really working on this yesterday. I worked on it a lot. I debated about recording today because I'm right at the first set of decreases I need to do. But I made a mistake making this. I made a mistake. So I'm using the Wilderness book by Linka Neumann. Let's show you the colorway I'm making. I am doing this colorway. And I love the pattern. I also, so let me start. I have the correct amount of stitches. I counted again last night. I do have the correct amount of stitches. However, when I was putting the sleeve to the body, for whatever reason, I didn't match up the pattern correctly. And you can kind of see I have been fudging the area a little bit. I'll see. You can kind of see. I've been really working at blending everything well. So right here, I'll just hold this part up. You can see this orange stitch marker. That shows where I started fudging everything. So up here I have two brown ones. I should have put darker or brighter ones. You can't even see it, but so the first one is stitch 1 of the pattern repeat, and the second one is stitch 4 of the pattern repeat, and I have to maintain stitch 4 throughout. However, stitch 1 is also important because of the decreases. Two of the decreases. I'll just show you this. I redid the pattern charts because I am using a different colorway than what is in the book. And then for my, I'm not going to move it, for this I marked stitch 4 throughout so I can keep an eye on it. And I am also referencing my book, just because it is a little difficult because I'm doing a different colorway, so then I get a little confused, but I am working at it. I am doing the 4th size, or an extra large. I want it to be bulky. I want it to fit over things. I want it to be like my outer garment. It would be a wonderful thing for me to actually learn how to cross-country ski or go snowshoeing or even just walking the dog, but we'll see. So I have written on my little key here how many stitches I should have. So I may work on this today, but it is really hot, and if it's really heavy. It is really a substantial sweater. It is so beautiful though. Look at that. That color work is so gorgeous. So I am using Alafosslopi. Say that 10 times fast. Alafosslopi. I got the yarn from Little Knits in Seattle. I'm using white, Arctic blue, and space blue. It's going really well. I really enjoy this. At first it was a little, I wasn't used to it, but now that I've been working with it, I like it a lot. My cat stole, let's see, I have it in here. Tallulah was being a sassy kitty for a while, and she loves, well, I can't find it. It's in here, but it's like when you're looking in your purse and your purse all of a sudden grows another dimension. She stole some of the Arctic blue. I did not know she had done that. I hope she didn't right now, but she usually chirps if she does have my yarn. and she stole it, and she got it all slobbery. I was like, ew, you slobbered all over my yarn. I let it dry, and it became even softer. So I thought that was, maybe it was a good thing that she stole my yarn. So I have probably, well, I don't know how many rows more. Let's see, it's a 41 row chart. I'm gonna start row 16, 25, something like that. And then I do the neckline. I love it. I'm using size 10.5 needles. I am using my Knitter's Pride Zing. These are real nice. I do like the Zing a lot. They have a blunted tip, so it's good for like this. Sometimes the Zing isn't good for lace or color work because it's just too, or cables because it's just too blunt, and sometimes you need to get in easier. So, you know, different tools for different things. I did mark like the center front and the center back and the sides, so I thought I matched it up, but this is the first time I've ever did a colorwork sweater bottom up. Would I do it again? Yes. Do I plan on doing it again? Yes. Do I have the yarn to make a couple more? Yes, I do. So Little Knits, Seattle, their yarn company, I don't know, I'm not an affiliate member with them, but they are a small company. They do get a lot of discounted, or I shouldn't say discounted, discontinued yarns. And then I've gotten like the Berroco Dulce from them, and I got that for a good steal. I felt like I was stealing from them, how marked down it was. They do have some of those flash sales here and there, and it's always good to stock up on yarn because it technically doesn't go bad as long as you take care of it and it doesn't get moss. So that's about that. Okay. I started a sweater using this Patton's cable. I'm calling it Patton's cable. I have to get the picture out. I bought this pattern off of Etsy. It's interesting. The pattern itself comes in like these long columns. That confuses me quite a bit. So I rewrote them. I don't know if you can, I don't want to like show too much. I rewrote them, and so it's in my size. I'm doing the 3rd size because it has such a big, no, I'm doing the 2nd size because it has such a big, a lot of positive ease worked into the pattern. So it's to fit the bust of 38-40, okay, but the actual size is 48-inch bust, which that's what I want. So I'm doing the 2nd size of this. I haven't really gotten too far. I did force myself to finish the ribbing because I wanted to use the needles that I was using for the ribbing for my Dulce. I used a size 5 needle for the 1x1 rib, and now for the body of the sweater I'm using a size 7 or 4.5 millimeter. I'm using my 7 Knitter's Pride Zing. I just did the increase row. Everything is matching the pattern so far, but I just put it off to the side because I was working on other things. I like this to work on at night. If I have enough bandwidth, oh, she's being naughty over there. If I have enough energy, enough bandwidth, and I have, you know, where I can just work on something not mindlessly, but I want to have something engaging. This is great because I can see it with, you know, just this light on. That one. So I did, probably, this is about 3 inches of ribbing. They said 8 centimeters, but that seemed like too much, so I did 3 inches. My cat's being naughty. So, I have rewritten my instructions for another pattern, which I found really nice because I do underline certain things. Let's go like this. I underline certain things. I don't know even if you can see it. And then I write where I'm at on my rows, and it just keeps me organized. So that's a little tip, you know. Do anything to keep you organized, especially when you have a lot of projects in the works. No, I'm sorry. No, that's not yours. She wants the Dulce. No, thank you. So, yes, because otherwise you have distractions all the time in life and you don't know where you are. So that is that. Let's see, I'm just kind of going down the line. I don't really know how long this podcast will be because she's being sassy. Because I had a lot of stuff that I worked on in 2 weeks, and yeah. So I am steadily working on my leisure arts. I'm not calling it shaped, even though it's a shaped cardigan. My leisure arts lace cardigan. She just wants stuff. I'm gonna pull it out. I do have a green marker, so you can kind of see it down here. So I have worked on this quite a bit. The sides are doing better than the first one. I think it might be just a me thing that was wrong. I think I got too wide or too loose. I don't know. I really don't know why the back was so wonky on one side. I have just started the armhole decreases. That's why I have this lifeline right here. And it's going well overall. I look forward to finishing the front, finishing the other front, finishing the arms, and then I will tackle the problems with the back, and hopefully they will just disappear with a good blocking. I am using Joann's Big Twist poly cotton yarn in the color Violet Splash. It is a worsted weight. I got this last summer for like $1. Some of it was like $1 each, and then I went to the store because part of my package I received from Joann's was like covered in diesel fuel or jet fuel. It stunk really bad. They took it back with no problem. Unfortunately, Joann's is no longer, or soon to be no longer. They had these, I think there was like, I want to say, God, I can't remember. I think there was like 15 of them at the store, and I bought them all, and they were 75 cents each. I was like, score. So I wanted a cotton cardigan for those, you know, days where you're kind of cold, but you know, it's too warm for wool. Although I have been really, really loving this cardigan that I made. I call it my pixelated cardigan. I was wearing it today, but it's too warm in my house to wear it. This was Knit Picks palette, Briar Twist. Oh my. It is perfect. I wore this home, and even though it's like close to 70 over a t-shirt, it wasn't hot. It wasn't itchy. It was just right. I want like 10 more of these. This one did take about 1.5 years for me to finish, so I better get to it, right? Anyway, Okay, so I feel a little out of sorts here because something is tangled and I am struggling. All right, now I did work on some dishcloths, but I'm not going to show them. I did work on my black socks. I'm not going to show those because it's just in the same place, but I am going to re-show something I haven't shown in a long, long time, because when we were dealing with all that electrical box stuff, I did work on my Bargello. And then I kept thinking about this sweater, and I kept thinking, I want it done, I want it done, I want it done. And how is it going to get done? I got to do it. So I have worked on this. I did about an inch. It is a wide circumference. The reason why I put this off to the side in the first place a while ago was because for me, just knitting in the round constantly really tires my hands, and I don't always like it. If it's worsted weight, it's not so bad. If it's bulky, it's fine. This is sport weight. I am using Knit Picks Alpaca, Knit Picks Upcycle Alpaca. It is a mixture of acrylic, wool, and alpaca, about equal amounts for each. This is the color Squirrel. This is the sport weight, and presently they don't have this in stock, but they do have the worsted weight. And I was reading some of the reviews a little bit ago. Hello, Tallulah. And like, I was wondering why it was getting low stars on some people's reviews. The thing that they were upset about, generally speaking, was that the sport weight and the worsted weight were similar in size. So, but you got less yardage with the worsted. So it wasn't like a true worsted, it was more like a light worsted. But I bought sport weight because I was thinking, well, I bought enough, then I could double it up for certain things, or I like having lighter things to wear on occasion. So when I first learned about this yarn, it was probably a couple years ago. I could be wrong on my timeline. At least a couple years ago. And I bought it at like Christmas, and they had like color gradient packs. And so I bought a few of those because I thought they were just really neat and cool. And then that following, so that was like Christmas time, and then the following November, they have, in November, if you get on their mailing list, they send you out like their big clearance sale, and they give you choices of $2, $4, or $6, whatever. And I tend to go for the $2, and I look at what they have at the $2 area, and they were selling these. I bought a lot of different colors for $2 a skein. They're normally $10 a skein at that time, and I got them for $2. So I was like, hot dog. I really like it. Some people say they're sensitive to alpaca. I don't think I am. One day I did put this on, and I was getting a little itchy on the back here, but I don't know if it was because I was hot. I don't know if it was because I was irritable anyway. Sometimes when you're irritable, your clothes don't feel right. So, at least that's what I believe. It's a very large raglan. You start it top down. I did deviate from the pattern quite a bit in one area. I did the neckline, and then I did this, the raglan arm. And when I got to where the tied on tubing is, I put it on myself. I had gotten maybe a little bit, you know, a little bit, like half inch or so. And I put it on and I realized that it wouldn't fit the circumference of my body the way I wanted it to. So I increased on the sides, just right here. So it might balloon out a little bit more than what the pattern is. I used, oh shoot, I should have brought it out first. I used Sandus Garn pattern. I don't know where it is. It's a Sandus Garn pattern. Let's see. I know there's another version in this one. So this is called the Cherry Sweater. And they are not selling this book anymore. They are, I'm just looking for it. And you know, why is it that you can find something so easily when you're just like, oh yeah, there it is. But when you're on camera, you can't find it to save your life. Well, anyway, just, are you kidding me? Well, Sandus Garn. They're not selling these patterns anymore. You can still buy a pattern from them, but you have to buy the quantity of yarn to go with it. I'm glad I got them when I got them, but I probably would not be buying them again. Unless, say, I was in Norway and I was at the Sandus Garn store or mill. Then I probably would, because, you know, when in Rome, do as Romans. So, yeah, it's coming along. It needs to be about another 6 inches or so. And then I'll do the sleeves. It will be a short sleeve shirt. I think this would be really nice to wear in the fall, early spring, even winter, because my school gets hot. So when I'm at work, I don't just stand there. I'm like going, we have stairs. So I'm always going up and down the stairs and here and there and outside and inside and lunchroom, all that. I will say, with this yarn, as I'm looking at it, right now it just looks like it's brown, right? But when you shine a light on it, you can see like little hues of pink and a little bit of red, and it is really pretty. It is a really pretty yarn. I really like it. It is, I think it's I don't know what kind of twist it is, but it has a nice twist. It feels good in the hands. What size needle am I using? I am using my Knit Picks 4 square laminated birch needles, the size 5 or 3.75. I really like these. I read a review on how they helped with hand pain, and I thought, ooh, I want to try them. And so I bought a whole set. I was like, I know it's going to work. And I really like them. They have a nice pointed tip. I am using these on my Leisure Arts cardigan. I'm using them on a variety of projects. So let's see. Okay, that is all of my knitting. That's all the knitting I have done so far. Hopefully I will get some more stuff done, because I would really like to have these cardigans done. Last week I didn't knit too much because I was really stressed out because of our, what do you call it, electrical box, but I did finish this. So yeah, this is how it's supposed to go, which I am liking now more that it's all done, but I do prefer it on its side like this. It spirals. Now, I mentioned last week that I chose the colors myself. They remind me of spring. It really helped. Like, it really helped me. I don't really like what I'm doing here on top for my Oh, she's into something. For my border, it is another pink, but it's a really light pink, which is kind of whitish in some ways. And it's just not, I just don't like it. So I've been thinking, well, maybe I should just, cut it apart, start over. I haven't decided what yet, but the colors I'm using remind me of spring. So the purple are the crocuses in my yard. They're the first flower that pops up. And then the blue reminds me of like this time of year. In fact, I'm looking outside of my side window here, and that is the color blue in my sky right now. And the pink, I think it's from my crocheting grandma's collection. And because she used a lot of that pink. She liked that pink a lot. So it reminds me of her. The green is like the fresh new grass. We just had a nice thunderstorm the other night. Thankfully, no tornadoes like other parts of the state and country. Yeah. So, and then the yellow reminds me of the sunshine. There was like fuzz. Sunshine or daffodils, or as the kids bring me, dandelions every day. A first grader gave me, well, here, I'm Flower Fox. She's so dang cute. Oh, yeah. So I got the pattern out of this book, my Bargello needlepoint. I found this on Amazon. And it was, I don't know how much it was. So it's the spiral bands pattern. And I like it. It has a lot of variety. You can do, they show you how to do different gradients on the colors. I'll just show you this. So you can just do the simple zigzag, but you can do it in all these different ways. Or you can do the simple flame, and you get different looks with different things. So personally, I want to challenge myself a little bit more and try some of these. So my next one though is from this book. I did want to teach this to the 4-H group that my daughter belongs to, but I wasn't able to this winter. But I want to do this one next. It's called Twisted Rope. Look how cool that is. And I can see right here that they used 4 different colors, but the repeat is 3 colors, and then they used 1 color to they used 2. Oh, I see what they did. So 2 colors are repeated throughout the whole rope. And then you have 2 that aren't. So cool. So I got my work cut out for me. Not much else is new. Like I stated before, I have become an affiliate member with Knit Picks. I do like their yarn quite a bit. I have been their customer for 6 years. I've never had any problems with their needles. I've always, like 6 years ago, I bought this yarn, Palette Briar Twist. At the time, it was, I always tend to buy the clearance stuff because that's just me, especially when I don't know the company and I say, well, let's just see. So this was on clearance. It is a marled yarn, brown and cream, and 100% Peruvian wool, fingering weight. And at the time, it was $1.62 a skein. So I bought 10 skeins of this, 10 skeins of the camel twist, and 10 skeins of the colored toffee. I haven't used the other 2 yet. You know, when you get stuff and you go, well, this is going to be a special project, and I want the right yarn for that project, etc., etc., etc. I have been thinking about the other 2 because I love this yarn so much. It worked up beautifully. It did take a long time to make, but it is something that's going to last forever. I chose to have wide sleeves because I use my Ann Bud's sweater pattern book. I did the set-in sleeve for this one, and if there were times where I got like frustrated that it wasn't moving along very fast because it's fingering weight yarn. I remember starting the sleeve, the first of two, on Mother's Day last year, and I worked on it so much that it hurt my hands. So I was using US size 3 to knit this up, and I was using bamboo needles. Would it have been different if I used metal needles? I don't know, but that's what I had for that size. That's why I want to have more variety, because what would I have had the hand pain using metal needles on this? I don't know. But I just said, you're going to get it done when you're going to get it done. And like a lot of my projects that get into that boring state of back and forth or in the round, I just work on them when I have a little bit of time, because I don't really need to think about where I'm at. And pretty soon you go, well, I should measure this. And then you realize, oh, I only have an inch more to go before I have to do the armhole decreases or the neck decreases or whatnot. So I have had only one order was missing one skein of yarn. I double checked, I counted, I looked at the receipt. It said I had, like, did I really order this? Yes. I looked at my computer. Yes, I was supposed to have this. So I called them up on their 1-800 number, and I stated what order it was and that I didn't receive one of the skeins of yarn. And they said, okay. And they sent it to me, no charge. Now, no charge for shipping, nothing. It arrived in my mailbox probably within the week. I was really, really thankful. So they are a very nice company to work with. I enjoy their yarn. Will the prices go up with the tariffs? I don't know. Did I tariff proof my yarn collection? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Because I'm a preparer. I have always wanted to be prepared, and I don't even think I'm that prepared, because with our electrical box situation, I realized how unprepared I am to be without electricity. It was a wake-up call for sure. So, without getting too in-depth with the way our economy is, do what you can with what you have, or buy the stuff on sale when it is on sale. If you do sign up for Knit Picks emails, they do come out regularly. Say that 10 times fast. But I'm always like really happy to receive them. Even if I'm not buying at that time. Sometimes they have like flash sales, or I remember last summer for my birthday, they gave me a discount, and I had gotten a gift card from somebody to Knit Picks, and so I was able to buy the birch 4-square needles and the yarn for my what do you call it, vegetable patch sweater. It's very good quality yarn. Have I found knots in any of it? Not really. So, like sometimes you buy yarn and there'll be a lot of knots in it, and then you have to, snip, snip, redo. I haven't really found that with this. Maybe on occasion, but it hasn't like stuck in my mind. Like, oh yeah, I wouldn't want to buy that ever again. No, I have made, let me think here. 1, 2, 3. So far, 3 sweaters out of the Knit Picks collection. Two of them were wool of the Andes, worsted weight, and one of them is that cardigan, the palette. I've also am making a variety of other stuff that I haven't shown today using Knit Picks yarn. So I am an affiliate member. I'm saying it again, just in case. If you do click on my link, you will be directed to their site. If you buy anything, I receive a small commission from that sale. It does not add anything to your cart. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for subscribing, and take care and have fun. Bye for now.